Yeah, y'all know, yeah, we in the inside, live in the shot, over east by Stony Island, you feel me? Shout out to AHumbleSoul, y'all go subscribe to that page, man. This your boy Boss Krizzy, aka the real Boss Krizzy. Y'all go follow me on Instagram, and How They's Trap Nights out right now. That EP, y'all go get that, man. Available on all platforms.
Sure.
Look, this all actual factual, you feel me?
Let's get into it, okay? AHumbleSoul, we checking back in, man. Another exclusive. You know what I'm saying? We broadcasting from Chicago once again. Let them know who we got in front of the camera, bro, and where we broadcasting live from right now.
We broadcasting live from the Clout Mansion. This your boy Boss Krizzy, aka Creed the Don. Might know me as FBG number 35, all that. But this BSC, Boss Society right now. We tuned in. Oh yeah, Duck the World 30 for 30 gang, you know.
For sure, man. So I ain't familiar with Chicago like that. I don't, I'm familiar with the artists talking about certain sections, you know what I'm saying? Particularly on the south side, the east side, but like with you coming up, bro, like what areas did you kind of blossom? You know what I'm saying? What areas, where did you come up, bro? Like where did you jump off the porch?
Like where I really jumped off the porch is when I moved on 63rd. I was born and raised on the low end, out of B. Wills housing projects, 39th. For everybody that know, if you know, you know. Moved to 63rd. A lot of us migrated in that area too, but everybody from the low end got spread out when our projects got tore down. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I moved to 63rd. Around that time when I moved over there, Duck and them just so happened to move like around from me, and when I was able to make that connection with bro them, and we all from the same end, and we was already able to link back together, it was just like, man, I got my brothers back right then and there. We just in a whole nother hood.
Mm-hmm. So what was the particular like building on the low end that you stayed in?
Like, see, on the low end, it wasn't even like specific because you had the row houses and you had buildings. So I stayed like in the row houses. I stayed on the ice cream shop and the backyard. Everybody know what the backyard is. Everybody know what the block the ice cream shop is. We had the rock block, backyard, the zone, the EXT, and the ice cream shop. And then, of course, the BDs, what my nigga Trenches News swipe from, that's Newtown. They was like literally on the other side of Cottage Grove. Everything was close by. So.
And like around that time, were you influenced by the gang culture?
I wouldn't say I was influenced by the gang culture. I was just a child living life around that time. Like,
what age we talking?
From this time, before I moved out of the projects, I moved out of projects and moved on 63rd when I was like 12 years old.
12 years old.
So I was over on 63rd, and from 02 to motherfucking 2012. So that was, I had a decade over there before we started migrating and moving around the city. I could literally remember every place I stayed at because I ain't moved too many places. But wherever I was at, my guys was there. So
for sure. I mean, before we even jump into 63rd, I know that's a significant area. Like going back to the low end, do you have like any like favorite memories, and what was your household like coming up, bro?
Man, like I said, it was a fun time growing up as a child. It ain't like today's generation. When we was younger, we was able to go outside, play a pickup game of football where you see the guys outside and we all want to play football. Mm-hmm. Or we all want to play baseball. We used to play piggy and shit like that, man. Or we used to throw them up tackle, or we used to play follow the leader where we flipping off dirty mattresses and shit like that. Like, we had a childhood where we could actually run and race each other on the streets without the police think you running from doing a crime type shit. So it's a lot different from now today, day and age. A motherfucker see you running on the street, you a black motherfucker, you liable to get shot, or you gonna get harassed and hassled. You can't go outside and have the same type of fun that you used to have as a child, because it's, man, a lot more dangerous, I ain't gonna lie. But that's only if you moving wrong too at the same time, because a lot of people ain't moving right, a lot of people moving wrong, a lot of people patience is at zero. So In Chicago, it's a can't go mentality. You ain't gonna let no nigga hold you, ain't gonna let no bitch hold you. That's how it is. A lot of people mentality is a lot stronger on that nowadays because of the younger generation and the influence on music. I wouldn't say it's necessarily got to do with music, but the influences and the people that they come up around is 100 times harder than how it was back in the days, as I was a shorty.
Damn, well, I mean, was you even saying that like a pretty much zero tolerant type of mind frame? Do you feel like it's anything wrong with like avoiding stuff or letting stuff slide, dog?
I don't feel no problem wrong with it, cause at the end of the day, you thinking about your well-being
For sure.
and where you want to be at in life. So you thinking about you want to go out and slide and do this and that and the third to somebody, but you ain't thinking about you might be able to do that, but afterwards you're gonna be looking over your shoulder. You're gonna be paranoid for the rest of your life. Don't nobody want to live with that type of conscience. You want, like me, I want to live comfortable. I done a lot of shit in my life, but hey, the people that know about it, I could literally say it. The people that know about what I done, they dead. And the shit that we've done together is what we go to the grave with. Everything ain't meant to be said. So I'm one of them original, like, no, I don't do all that gossiping. Yeah, folks went and shot. I remember the day folks did this, hit that. No, you ain't gonna get that up out of me like that. No.
You know, but going back to that, cause when you say something like letting stuff slide, on one end people can perceive that as you being weak. But on the other end, you can be the bigger man by taking that approach. You feel me?
Being a bigger man and a smarter man.
Yeah, and you got your freedom.
Because at the end of the day, I got my freedom.
Yeah, your life.
I'm getting money, and I ain't hating on nobody. A lot of niggas that be down with that shit, that be thirsty to do that shit, they ain't got no money or no life. And they ain't got no goals or where they want to be at. 10 years from now, what could you see yourself at? 10 years from now, I could see myself owning a couple of buildings and having a couple of businesses. So, in order for that to happen, there's certain shit I gotta sacrifice.
For sure.
And how I feel in this point in time, my real A1 niggas, they gone or they doing better with their life. I ain't messing with the FBG Buttas and all that. No, you keep them people away from me.
Hold on, so I mean, if you want to throw his name out there, he was one of the originals too, though, right?
He
Butta?
just threw FBG on his name. If you want to know the truth, he was an original send-off from the hood.
Explain that. What you mean by that?
Like, you know how you got one person that's so thirsty to be seen and be known and want to prove themselves to you and the gang and shit that they willing to do anything. You could tell them, alright, go do this and walk the band. He was one of them niggas. You could send Butta to go blow at a motherfucker and he gonna do it just because he want to be known and he want it to be seen that he'll blow. He willing to do anything. If they want to know actual factuals, you brought the right motherfucker right here on your interview. I can give you. But I don't, like I said, the shit with him telling on Lil J, I don't condone in that. You probably be able to take your own weight as a man. You was out there able to commit that crime and brag about that shit. Then when the pressure get put on your ass, you fold and you tell. I'm not with that. I don't respect that. No, not at all.
Bro, for the people tuning in who may not be familiar with the situation, can you just give them just like a brief overview of the case you're talking about and why you consider him to be a snitch? I mean, that's what you're saying in so many words.
You and him go on a case for murder. It's not even that the person that y'all went to shoot, that person didn't even die. He ended up shooting back and killing a motherfucker that was with y'all. And the body got put on y'all. But your reason for telling, because you wanted to get out so quick, first the females folded and told on both of their ass, which made them apply pressure on each other. And Butta told first. It was on camera. And that shit got out there. Lil J, they say he said some things. But by him being Cloud Lord and having the power that he got, motherfuckers is more than likely to believe Lil J than they believe Butta. But man, I heard his name was on some shit too. He told some shit too. It was a tell on each other situation because both of them niggas wanted to get out. No matter how you look at the situation, they both wanted to get out. They couldn't take that pressure, bro. Somebody else's body getting put on them, and they didn't even do the body. Y'all didn't complete y'all mission, bro. That, and y'all told on each other. I don't respect that shit. So everybody called Butta a rat because he told the most. But Lil J got to take his fault on some of that shit too. He told some shit too. Else they wouldn't have been serving as long as they served.
Bruh, but I mean, just to be fair, you making these statements off of hearsay, or you actually know this is facts?
I actually know this. Actual factuals. I'm not gonna tell you no hearsay. Actual factuals. It's just I don't speak on certain things, but when I start seeing stuff getting, alright, now y'all over exaggerating and y'all saying this and that to make y'all self look good. Sometimes I feel like, alright, now you need somebody real to come put everything in line and everything in check. Like when I was telling you about the shit with Yella earlier, the only thing I don't respect about him is him merching it on my brother and them name and shit, knowing you lying. You talking about you gonna do something to J-Mane and all this, and you know you lying, bro, and you gonna merch it on Brick, on Duck, on Kobe. Merch it on your peoples, but don't merch it on them. Cause if you want to be honest, when me and Duck met you, you was one of billionaire homies, and billionaire ain't even really fucking with you right now. And to us, you was like a goofy from another hood. Y'all was just fans of our music. So I don't honor that merching it on my brother and them. I'm a grown ass man. I don't even merch it on them. I don't do that. Any good guys will tell you, how ain't never merching on nobody. Creed ain't never merching on nobody. Krizzy ain't never merching on nobody. So I ain't finna say my brother's name in vain. No matter what I'm going through. And you merching it on them for what? Chasing clout? To internet troll? I'm not feeling all that. If I was able to get up with them, if I was able to get up with them, I'd get up with them. But all them niggas out of town. So that's why they doing what they doing. These antics for the internet to keep they self popping because they music ain't shit. When the last time you heard somebody talking about some, hey, play that King Yella? You ain't never heard that a day in your life. Unless it was a song with him and Duck on it. So, like I said, man, niggas' rap careers weren't doing good. They went to blogging and sounded like police and informants telling all these stories, but over exaggerating and making themselves sound like some superhero when you was just a witness or a standby person seeing everything.
All right, you don't said a couple of things. I want to take a step back, man. Just damn, bro. I wanted to talk about your upbringing and kind of, jumping into all that. But if you want to get right to it, I mean, like, after you witnessed, I guess, King Yella in particular, you said so he put something, he was talking about doing something to J-Mane. Break down the situation, bro.
Him talking about putting his hands on J-Mane. If folks fuck your baby mama or whoever she is, ain't nothing you can do about that. It's in the letters. FYB J-Mane. Fuck your bitch. That's the whole gang mentality of them. They will do that shit. I ain't mad at it, bro. But shit, if your chick was a thought that she was going, G, that ain't your chick. You feel me? Any nigga know that. That's in the street, bro. So, for him to be mad at J-Mane talking about he gonna slap and do whatever the votes and then merch it on bro now, when I know you lying, you're not gonna even be able to get in contact or touch folks. Yeah, that's what I got a problem with. Don't lie on my brother and them name. They rolling over in their grave because they know you ain't gonna do what you say.
Well, have you had the opportunity to chop it up with Yella?
Not at all. But I could talk to J-Mane. That's the whole thing. I don't look at Yella the same way I look at J-Mane. I look at Yella as a fan. When we met him, he was one of the biggest fans of Doug music and billionaire music. And he came along with the game as a part of the bandwagon, the fan wag, and started making music that way. He used to pay for his verses before he started being gang. So I don't look at them like that. From a day one perspective, like J-Mane was in the hood with us. I remember J-Mane before he started rapping and all that, but he was a day one nigga, like before he even thought about rapping, he was there with us. In these trenches with us, like everyday nigga. So another nigga that was at my crib every day. So I respect J-Mane more than I respect Yella. So that's how I feel about that situation.
Damn, bro. And what about, have you had a chance to chop it up with Butta?
I'm not gonna talk to Butta. I don't talk to no. That's somebody you want to stay away from. Like, you don't know if that man wearing a ride for real or working with them peoples for real or getting paid by them peoples for real. I'm not fucking with Butta. I'm not fucking with Asian Butta. I'm not.
Hold on, man. Let me right now,
we literally just had a game night here at my crib the other night. Me, Young, Dutchy, all us was just here at my crib. It wasn't no FBI Butta. Folks them don't respect that.
He locked up though, ain't he?
I guess. But shit, if he get out sooner than later, he working with them people.
Yeah. So I mean, you mentioned them like Young, Dutchy, you know. So you locked in with them?
Yeah, they're my brothers. I don't got no bad blood with nobody. Like anybody could tell you, like I'm always been like a big brother. So they always been around me. They know they come to this house, this is safe haven for them. So they'll never tell like location when they come into my crib and shit. This they safe haven. They know they can lay their head, they can go to sleep, they can eat, they good. You feel me?
Yeah.
OG gonna cook for everybody. So look, they straight. They ain't trying to get all that up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't do like no behind the scenes, but when I walked in, you gave me the little tour, and I saw your mama. That was your mom?
Yeah.
That was back there whipping up some food. Yeah. Everybody was cool, man. Yeah, it's real player in here, man. Some good vibes in here, dog. But man. But the last thing I'm gonna ask you about, like the FBG, you know, well, you said FBI, but from what I know him as, the FBG Butta, King Yella, man.
Before he was FBG Butta, he was Gyro City Butta. So he just threw the FBG on his name. When I say Lil J clouded him up. When Lil J gave him the clout he had, that's when he started claiming himself as FBG Butta, Tunchi 26, or whatever he liked to call himself.
Yeah.
So
what I was gonna ask you about him in particular, like coming up before the controversy, man, I just heard like in multiple interviews and just different stories, like he was like one of them people who was really out there.
Yeah, he was out there, but he was a send-off.
Said with the hands, like I heard a story. Are you familiar with the story about him beating King Von?
No, I'm not familiar.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not familiar with that at all.
Okay. And I saw like a video recently of him putting hands on somebody. Like he said he supposed to be.
If he put hands on somebody, they must have been a goof. It wasn't nobody that we know. He was taking advantage of the little clout he got it now in, cause don't nobody know Butta for throwing hands really. Like I know, like I want to say throwing hands, cause I done seen Butta knock out a couple of motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie. The day Taekwon died, on God, one of the moles, he came around the corner like shit was smooth. Butta knocked his ass out. I ain't gonna lie. One of the other guys, my nigga Fishburne, Butta knocked him out. On God. Oh shit, but hey, far as anything like other than that, if they told him to do something, he got sent off to do that shit. Like the reason for him getting in the situation and becoming FBI Butta, he was getting sent off to do something.
I said FBI Butta, man.
That's how I look at it. G. He was never FBG. Young and Dutchy is them to tell you this. He was never FBG. So I'm gonna give him his own game, FBI Butta. So
what about King Yella before he connected.
King Yella was always Skeezy World. He need to keep merching on Skeezy. That's how we met King Yella. He was King Yella from Skeezy World, man.
But I was gonna ask you, did you hear about him before y'all started doing music though?
I ain't hear about him none before. I only knew about his brothers because they was on Gangland. I ain't know nothing about no King Yella.
The documentary?
Yeah.
Or the show Gangland?
Yeah, the show.
His brothers was on there?
He had some brothers. Them the real niggas. Them some real GDs. But I ain't know nothing about no Yella. So, other than that, I just know Yella from being off over there on 73rd and Ada block. What he claimed, he should claim where he from. But don't say my brother no name in vain.
Can I ask you this though? Like I've heard multiple people from Chicago, like would you say merchant, like on Tuka, on KI, on such and such. Like what is the issue? Just break it down for the viewers and for me who don't understand, who not familiar with the culture like that. What's the issue with him saying on Duck?
Because he not from where we from, and he didn't know them people like that to be saying their name like that. You only really know Duck from you doing music with Duck. You being out here in the streets with Duck time to time. But from a nigga that's every day that he considered a brother, that he slept at crib, that he considered his home, yeah, I don't feel that. Same thing with him merching on Brick or Kobe. Especially him merching on Kobe. Kobe didn't even like you, dude. So you the merchant on him, you definitely, you tweaking. Like, Brick, I understand you merching on him. Brick came out to Vegas to even with that nigga and shit.
I saw some Zach TV footage.
Now, I know Brick was getting cool with you because he thought you was plugged up and connected. But when bro found out and noticed that you was goofy, his ass came back to Chicago. Like, you niggas out there was out of town struggling, sleeping hotel to hotel. Folks no, we don't move like that. We ain't trying to do nothing. If we go somewhere, we set our feet down, we plant it right there, we got us somewhere, we stationary. We ain't got to keep moving around home to home type shit. We come prepared anywhere. But I just don't respect that you merchant on my brother's name. You might have been close with them, like I said, musically and all that. But personally, these weren't your everyday niggas. You had your own everyday niggas. So you shouldn't be merchant on a nigga that you went around every day like that. You was only around at the times when you felt your clout rise. If it makes sense.
For sure. Did you know Tuka?
Hell yeah. He was at my crib too. That was like my little sister's best friend. He used to spend the night at my house.
Can you talk about your relationship with him, bro?
I wouldn't say I necessarily had a relationship with him.
Or, I mean, what, just any memories?
But I just remember them like coming over to my crib, chilling in the living room, getting high. My little sister and them, they little circle, it was always like K.I. motherfucking. It was K.I., Taekwon, motherfucking Tuka, Model, Dale. It was the circle of the little guys that used to come over and fuck with my little sister and them and shit and kick it with them. So, yeah, them was like little bros to me and shit. I wasn't really hanging around them because I'm out doing extra. So, but yeah, them was like innocent kids. Like, they went out here banging and doing whatever. Of course, like, when we got times, like when we was younger, you used to steal bikes and shit like that,
right,
or something like that. Right. Childhood things. Right. Little folks knew used to do stuff like that, steal your bike or something like that. Right. They wasn't never out here gang banging, doing no extra, none of that. That they'll be depicted in the internet as like they was out here, oh, they was such a bad person. No, they weren't like that. Yeah. Even when it comes to like certain things with K.I., she wasn't no bad person. Oh God, like K.I., that's like my little sister best friend. She would be at my crib every day, so that was like little sis. I know how she was. She was like tomboyish as hell, but she was never a bad person like how the internet depict her or describe her.
Do you feel like a lot of that comes from how she promoted herself on the internet with the straps and tweets and all that type of stuff?
That's it. On the internet, with certain lines, when you listen to music, you will retweet that line or requote that line and make it as a status. And that motherfucker might do numbers. That motherfucker might think you for real or something, but they don't even know this came out of a song. Sometimes that's what half of motherfuckers' tweets used to be. Like, this would be some lyrics from the song, and the way she tweeted it might seem like she talking. But these would be lyrics from one of the guys' songs or something that they made.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I chopped it up with Trench's News with Swiper, he was telling me that something about her and claiming it was her and somebody else. She said was claiming, maybe it was her and Butta claiming the OD.
The OD shit.
Yeah.
Like that situation.
So that's not no rap song and no rap.
That ain't no rapping on that. The only reason they got to claiming that because Lil J clouded them up and got to calling them the Ram Twins.
What's that supposed to mean, the Ram Twins?
I have no idea. I don't know what he made him do it, but he the one who put that target. I feel like he put that targets on their backs and making them saying that they the ones who did that to OD, and Butter didn't have nothing to do with that shit. K.I. didn't have nothing to do with that shit. And that's what he got on them to it. That's why Butter took what he took to the head and started being how he is now. Off of Lil J. If it weren't for Lil J clouding him up, Butter wouldn't be like this right now. And I feel K.I. wouldn't be what she at right now.
You think she would still be alive?
I strongly believe that.
And you blame this? I mean, in so many ways.
I ain't blaming him.
But I don't want to put words in your mouth. But
I ain't blaming him, but from him clouding them up and saying that, yeah, these Ram Twins and catching that body up or doing whatever, I feel like that has something to do with people to getting on their ass like that. For them to have to look over their shoulder like that.
Yeah.
Like, FBI Butta, even though I don't speak to that nigga, he know he still got to look over his shoulder from past situations. And for him taking credibility of shit that he know he ain't done. So, yeah, he's gonna be a paranoid person. He might get mad if you come around him. Now you getting, everybody know you. Oh, ain't that Italian beef and Pepsi? Oh God, that's your new name now. You made it be known though. So, I don't know what to say. I just hope he keep his head up and stay safe. That's all.
Nah, for sure.
But you can't be around me. So that's it.
But aside from you even saying, I don't want to dwell too much on him in particular, but aside from you saying that he was a quote-unquote send-off dude before everything transpired with the shooting, did y'all have like a cool relationship though?
Yeah, he was cool. He was cool. Like I said, like in the hood, you got, like in the hood, certain people got their circles of people who they hang around and shit. Like how you have a gang within a gang. Yeah, I might be fucking with folks now, but I don't fuck with you in your little circle. So me and folks and us, we got our own little circle, and they got their own little circle. So it'll be like gang within gang type of shit. And that's how a lot of stuff came about too. Like niggas used to be getting an argument because they certain circle didn't fuck with this circle type shit.
Yeah. Now I feel you, bro. Well, that's that on that, man. But I did want to ask you, because I've heard that before the whole war kicked off, like people on opposite sides was cool. Like used to play sports together, used to go to each other's, neighborhoods and homes.
Keef was like my best friend, bro.
You said who was?
Chief Keef. They used to be one of my best friends, bro.
What?
Yeah. I used to go spend the night at his granny crib. She stayed on the 18th floor in the Michigan building on 63rd, big white tall building. She used to stay in there. Folks used to be upstairs. Like, he was doing music. He was into this shit way before then.
He been doing it.
He been doing it. He know how to footwork, all that shit. I'm telling you, we used to be at like Jew parties together. Like, it was a time where a nigga could go in Parkway and party type shit. It used to be juke parties in Parkway and shit. Like this around the time they used to be going to get a spray paint shirt made and shit with his name on it or some shit. So it was times like that. Like I remember one time, it was me, Keef, my boy, my man Side.
I don't think I heard it.
His name, everybody call him Marcus, but we call him Side from online Side. And one of my old homies, old friend, his name was Ryan. We went to a party in Parkway, juke party in Parkway. And Ryan walked in the door. It was one dude that didn't like him. So when he came through the door, everybody came through the door. The dude was pointing him out, saying, "Hey, this who we whooping after the party."
He was saying it out loud?
Yeah. He telling his homies that they finna whoop my homie after the party, Joe. So I'm telling bro, like, man, Joe, I think we probably about need to get up out of here, you feel me? I go tell Keef like that, Joe, they talking about whooping folks after the party and shit. He laughing. I'm laughing, dope, but cause folks so the female crib we at, he gonna tell her like, man, they talk about beat me up, can I stay in the back of the room? Oh hell no, me and Marcus like fuck that, we go. So me, Marcus, Keith, we get ready to leave out the crib, bro. Bro try to leave out with us, G. He knew. We get outside. The chase is on. You gotta try to escape out of Parkway. At this time, it was only 2 exits to get out. And that was, you had to try to make it to the back gate. It was a little hole in the gate by the school, and it was a little hole towards the front that you had to get through the gate. Bro got out that gate, but it's so many people connected to each other in Parkway. It was a nigga waiting on the side of them, G. They clothesline my man's right there on like 64th and King Drive, bro. They whooped him out his ACGs. You found his ACGs in the motherfucking McDonald's drive-thru. Man, Joe. Me and Sos, we back at the Michigan building and shit. Man, we waiting on bro to get back. My man's had a broke arm. They put him in the cast.
For real?
Yeah. But we tell him, I'm like, see, like, I ain't want to sound mean enough. I'm like, see, this what happened when you chase a pussy. Because the bitch you kept fucking with, she had a nigga already. So, obviously, that nigga that kept saying that they was going to whoop you after the party, that was her nigga. And we ended up finding out that was her nigga. They got you whooped after the party, bro. But there wasn't nothing we can do about that situation. Because half of them niggas we do, half of them niggas was Keef cousins and family and shit like that, so.
Y'all did the dash though.
Like even
y'all had to take off. Y'all took off.
I didn't necessarily. Me, Sad, and Keith, we really didn't have to run because they knew who they wanted.
But y'all did run though.
We just ran just because.
Okay.
To try to get bro out that jam,
and
but he wasn't fast enough. Like we didn't want to leave him, so we had to act like, you know, we had to do like, man, we with you, but. Ain't nothing gonna happen to us, but we trying to make sure you get away, type shit.
Bro, you know what I find is interesting about this story? You didn't say nothing about no gunplay.
No,
so this is before all of that.
Yeah, it was gunplay going on at the time, but around this time it was certain situations that you still handle with your fists.
No, that's dope.
Like so, certain things that wasn't that serious, that wasn't gunplay needed. Why would you bring a gun for some shit? You know you could whoop this nigga.
That ain't the climate nowadays.
That ain't the climate nowadays. A nigga get whooped, they gonna be pissed. They coming back, they gonna try to pop you.
Yeah.
They gonna tell they peoples whatever in the world to get a gun from. They gonna tell a motherfucker they got jumped on and they just got pounced on by one motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh gee, I done seen it, I done witnessed it. I seen you get whooped by one motherfucker. You went back and told your uncle, no, you got jumped on, so you can get the pipe.
Man, Krizzy, coming up, bro, like, were you pretty nice with your hands?
I was nice. I'm nice with my hands, but I didn't have to fight like that. Like I said, I was always a respectable person. Like I'm known as the hustler and the money getter. If I'm fighting you, it better be about some money, because I ain't fighting no nigga about no bitch.
For real.
Or no shit that's going on in the street with these other niggas. So no he say, she say shit. I don't real ass nigga. I don't do he say, she say. Say it to my face. That's how I'm gonna see. If you can't say it to my face, you a bitch. Oh God. That's how I'm gonna tell you. But I ain't, look, anything I said in this interview about any of them niggas, I can say the same shit to their face. That's me. So I'm not no sugarcoater. I'm gonna keep it 100.
For sure. Man, back to Chief Keef. So you said that was like your best friend coming up. Do you got any other like stories or memories of him back then?
Like I remember like one time he had to come on our side because like his daddy, his name was Big F or something like that. He used to be on Cottage Grove and stuff like that on 62nd and all that. So in order for him to get to his side, he had to walk to our side. So I used to have to walk him past St. Lawrence and shit. Cause if folks knew him from the SCM, it wasn't really no helping you and shit like that. But if they see a certain person with you, then you might get a pass. So
you said might.
You might, depending on how folks them feeling that day, you might get a pass. So I just happened to be that certain person that he was with on the day everything was kind of cool and mutual, and we had to walk past the S for him to go to his pops. He was supposed to be picking up some money and shit, and go back to the white building. We did all that. I ain't gonna lie, it was a time he saved my ass too.
Oh, you have to talk about that next.
I'm finna tell you. This was the very next day. We in the white, we get back to over there in the building. I spent the night at the Michigan building. Next day, we in the back lot of the Michigan building playing like throw 'em up tackle with the football and shit. So C-Day and them, shorty, the 600 Front Street shorties, they backed up. Whole time they was plotting to jump on me, and they was telling Keef, and Keef came and told me, he man, go upstairs to my grandma's crib. They finna try to do something to you, bro. And bro got me out that jam. We went upstairs to his granny crib, so they little ass left. The niggas, they finna try to do me bogus, cause they niggas had a 2x4 and everything. Bro. Yeah, I remember that day like it was yesterday, bro saved me on that, just like I saved him a few times.
And you were a lot older than them, or around the same age?
I'm a lot older. I just made 31 this year, so.
Oh, that's still young though.
It is still young, but them niggas still in their 20s. So
yeah.
I was just more of the advanced one, like the big. Yeah, I was more like the big brother to everybody. So Keith got me out of there. He man, hell no, that's my cousin. Woo. Same way I did him. I say, hell no, that's my little cousin. You feel me? And he got me out of that jam.
So you talking about the relationship, the friendship, like in a past tense type of way. So around what time did things start to change? Things started changing like it came a certain time when I stopped coming over to the Michigan building, and he started hanging on Front Street more often on 61st and King Drive and like that. And bro them started making the diss songs towards each other. So it was like pretty much a rap after that. The first little diss songs, the E-Day Is You Serious and all that, going back and forth, that's when it was like, alright, it's an end to this shit. Then when he made that 300, and that fuck took a gang.
So that was the sparking, cause that's what got him on.
Yeah.
By him saying fuck us.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that. So I don't be tripping. Like when I hear fans play music and it might be having that shit up in there, I don't trip because they don't know the backstory and you just a fan and you like music. So I'm never mad at when the fan plays Dirk, Keef and all them. Yeah. I understand. Y'all wasn't around for this. Yeah. I'm a person that actually been there. Yeah. So you get a pass with me. Yeah. A couple of other people, it used to be a time where you couldn't pay none of them niggas songs. You would ride through a block. If you get motherfucker hear you playing some Keef, you might get random shots sent at your car. Oh God. You ain't gonna know where them shots came from, but this one of them blocks you can't ride through playing none of that shit. It used to be like that in the city at the time. You couldn't play certain niggas' songs in certain hoods, in certain parts of the city. Cause that's how deep it was on that beefing with rap. Like, us being around Brick Squad, JoJo World, all that, man, like, Lil JoJo used to come to my crib.
Lil JoJo used to come to your crib too, bro?
Yes. He done been in my house. His brother Swag, like, all of them, like I look at them like extended family. You feel me? So, they done all been to my house. So.
Man, damn, bro, you really been in the mix since the beginning, but, bro, I'm curious to know, with Chief Keef in particular, man, like him coming out with 300 and he took off and really opened the door. He really opened the door, man, in so many words for, you know, his people, the BDs. Like a lot of BD artists.
That's because one of the BDs that have money put their money behind him.
What you mean? You talking about?
Like, it came to certain shit, like, it was a motherfucker with some money that put some money behind him and invested in him. When they seen him take off from that Bang song, one of the big BDs put some money behind him, and that's how he was able to take off the way he took off. Because you got somebody that was willing to invest in you and believe that you would make it. So,
but what I was gonna say, and I mean, but then, you know, you see Lil Reese, you see Lil Durk, so on and so forth. But
I done seen all these guys, like, in real life. It was a time where they wanted us to work together. Like, it was one of the big BDs. He was hanging on our block on Rose for a summer. And R.P. Dark. Dark was like one of they guys. They used to fuck with the BDs from Newtown that was on our side, staying on our block. Dark brung Lil Reese on the block with him one time in his whip. I think him and Dirk was in Dark whip together or something. But they was hollering at my peoples and them from Newtown, the BDs and shit. And they seemed like, man, don't nothing happen when Fool out here. They able to come through. Like, I say, like, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like Backdoor was created one summer when the whole hood got into it with each other. It was the S versus Gyro. STL versus Gyro. So during that summer, that was when the Backdoor word was created, and that became popping because I knew for a fact that none of the ops coming sliding on us because it was a certain person that was on our block that was preventing that from happening. So I knew the secret animosity and the secret hate was coming from the supposed to be guys, which was Gyro at the time, that was getting into it with niggas from the S and secretly scheming and plotting on them. So that's when niggas started bumping heads. Brick knocked out a couple of niggas that summer. I remember.
So what's the connection for the people on the outside looking in who are not hip to this, like STL and Gyro? Like, what's that connection, bro?
STL and Gyro, two separate gangs but in the same neighborhood. Gyro got like a mixture of every gang in it. STL mostly GDs. So
mostly G, so it's BDs too though?
I don't know no BD from the S. So that's why I'll say everybody from the S is GD, basically.
Because I know when I was chopping up with in a couple other interviews, they were saying like people like Brick was a BD. I didn't know that.
Brick is the only BD, but Brick is not from the S. Brick is from the low end.
Oh,
Alpha.
But don't you claim though STL though?
We claim where we from. We claim where we grew up at. I say if I claim STL, I claim STL because them the niggas I was always around, and I was always red, and them the niggas I got more respect for. But far as me and Brick, we was always on some low end and no end type shit.
Is that
So it wasn't about claiming no certain shit. We still project niggas. We them boys from the wells at the end of the day. So that's how we start. Look, we from the low end, bro. We from the low. That was me and his mentality when we together. That's when we created the OTG shit. OTG, that's only the game. So that was me and Brick. Lil J even was a part of the shit at the time. You feel me? A lot of niggas was a part of the OTG shit.
Okay.
Cause that was a way to connecting all us from the different gang together as one. Like Dirk and them came with the OTF. We had OTG. We even had an OTG show that's probably still up on YouTube.
Oh dang, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Like every day within our life, shit, we do it every day. You will see us outside.
Oh, like vlogs and stuff. Okay.
Like vlogs. Like we got from when we first started performing shows when it used to be Adriana's. We got that shit from when we did shows together and shit like that. So it's like real history out
Go
there.
deep, yeah. Bro, but the only reason I was asking you about the STL and Gyro, so you said it's the same hood but two different cliques, and they made up. You said one is predominantly GD, but the other one is a mixture. But you said it was one particular summer when you feel like the back door was created because it was like some hidden animosity. So what happened that summer, bro? And who was the person in particular you were saying was keeping things kind of cool in y'all hood?
Like I feel like who kept things cool in the hood? Like it really wasn't no certain person keeping things cool. But I just knew like when the real ops, which was like the motherfuckers from the other side, like Dirk and them and shit, I knew they wasn't sliding that summer because of one of they certain peoples was over on our side that they got a lot of respect for, and we got a lot of respect for, and the city as a whole got a lot of respect for. So I knew that it wasn't them coming through when shit was going on in the hood. Once we started making a certain amount of money on our blocks and shit, it was certain niggas in the hood that felt like they was supposed to get a part of it or tried to come on some extortion gang type shit and like they was gonna extort a nigga and man, you gotta pay this much cause you opened up right here and walked the bam. It's just our circle wasn't trying to hit none of that shit. Then when the beef came between Gyro and the S, it was all because of this one motherfucker from Gyro that got out of jail named Lil Joe. I told Brick, be wary of that nigga, man. He a snake. Lil Joe asked to see Brick move. Brick trying to be like cool, trustworthy. He heard he was one of them niggas or whatever. I'm like, but he ain't get the whole school from me. I mean, yeah, he one of them niggas, but he one of them stillers too. He one of them niggas that'll jump your gate. Oh God. Lil Joe, he took Brick gun, told bro, get it back in blood. And shit was just, it went up from after that. He thought bro wasn't gonna be able to get his shit back. Certain things started happening through the hood. Motherfuckers started getting, niggas started getting popped, niggas started getting beat up. Every nigga that was from Gyro that came on Rolls or on STL, they got their ass beat and their pockets ran. I don't care what nigga got something to say, I'm telling the truth. Y'all know this. Manny got his pocket stripped, beat, sent them back to Vernon running in his boxes. Hari got his ass two-piece by Brick, sat him on his ass. I know these is actual factual. Hey, I hate to put y'all out there, bro, but I'm gonna keep it 100. Y'all know me. So niggas weren't liking that. Niggas ain't like getting hands put on them. And they started trying to retreat the gun violence one day. We tried to go over there, had talk. Motherfuckers went on Vern and they got the blowing at us.
For real,
On time.
Yeah,
G. Niggas couldn't take getting that ass whoopings, bro. So that's when niggas started getting into shootouts and shit. Niggas started trying to backdoor niggas and set niggas up and shit like that. Now, the niggas that Gyro cool with, that's ops, they start bringing them in the hood. And the niggas that we cool with that's ops to them, we bringing them in the hood type shit. So now it's creating even more tension. You got different hoods that's coming over here, getting into it with each other that already been into it. Now it's just building up and this shit done overflow. Now all type of shit that happen.
What's the current relationship between STL and Jaro? Did things ever smooth out, mellow out?
None of the niggas from the SB around nobody from Jaro, really. So I say everybody where they want to be at in life right now.
Just keep it like that. Nah, for sure, bro. I want to ask you this too. Did you know OD?
I didn't know him personally. I just heard about him a lot, and that was like one of Swipe best friends and shit at the time. So that's all I remember. Like him and Swipe being cool. Swipe even bought motherfucking E-Dog to the hood one time.
I saw him talk about that in a Cam Capone interview, bro. So that's real deal, real story. Yeah,
he done bought him to the hood. Like it'd have been certain people that Swipe brung to the hood that you would never think would come over there. He done bought somebody that was one of the black gates. I ain't gonna lie, he thought bro was gonna get a pass. Four of them ended up getting to him and putting feet and hands on him that day. I'm like, look, everybody ain't gonna get a pass. They called his ass. Yeah. But yeah, Swipe to try to be a peacemaker in a lot of situations. Yeah. Like that nigga, if he said he was there, that nigga was there, bro.
You know, bro, right. Interviewed him, yeah. They be in the
comments, thinking like, wow, how the fuck was he in all these paces? Yeah. But Swipe is not no young nigga. Folks look young, like he got that Benjamin Button or some shit like that. You feel me? He look forever young, but folks is like old. Folks like, man, his birthday in a couple of days. Folks finna be like, I think 40 or something. Bro is old. He been out here, G. He been doing shit. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, so bro, talk about, for people who don't know Swipe, that's Trenches News.
That's Trenches News, man. Your boy with the mask, man. Glock 23 with a stick, man. Y'all know, man. Clock the mic, all that, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Trenches News, man.
How did you meet him?
Like I said, on God, I'm tell y'all how I met Swipe. Like I say, Swipe was always up to a lot of I was hustling on 62nd and Langley and shit. Me and my god brothers, we had a lot of little shit going on. Somebody that was watching us, they tried to send Swipe them over to rob us. And them niggas came in the hallway and they seen how we was blicked up. They did not want to try it. Then when they seen the crib they walked into, he seen his cousin, then he seen some more niggas from the low end. Oh man, this my motherfucking family. You think I'm finna do this? Hell no. So after that we get cool. He ended up letting us know what the fuck and who the fuck sent them and shit. What was finna happen. He, man, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I felt like I was finna die that day, G, when I seen y'all with that. I'm like, yeah, bro, we don't play like that. You seen how we strictly on business. Like, Swipe, no, man, look, you come around and blaming them, they call me the blammer for a reason. So, they come around him, man, y'all better be cool, man. I'm like a ghost. I'm slick. So, I peep a lot of shit that you wouldn't think I'm paying attention to. So, bro, once he picked out that, man, it was like we was locked there since. And that nigga been a ride or die nigga ever since. When it comes to a lot of shit, me and Swipe, man, we was like young scooters of the shot, G. We finessing and jugging and everybody. Especially, look, that nigga stayed with me when I was living in Motown.
He lived with you?
Yeah. He lived with me here for a short period of time.
The house we in right now?
Yeah. So, that's like my brother. So, he know how I'm coming for him, same way he coming for me.
And y'all met because somebody tried to get him and some other people to rob y'all. That's how y'all met.
Yeah, and we even, look, niggas had to back down when they seen who they was up against. That's why we like, man, look, a lot of people don't know. It'd be a lot of, like, I feel like, I wouldn't say I'm a nigga with power, but I'm a nigga that's well respected out here. to a point where, yeah, you know, don't do nothing to them. So that's how that situation was.
Man, for the record though, you saying like, cause it's so many people who be like putting the cap emojis and CAP and all that. Like them stories he be sharing, it's all facts.
That nigga spitting actual factuals. He want to make the reason that he says what he says. Of course, he want to make it entertaining for y'all. He wants y'all to have a laugh. But that nigga speaking actual factuals, if he was getting down to the nitty gritty and saying it like word for word, y'all be like, damn, this nigga a police ass nigga type shit. So he gonna try to break it down to you in the best way possible, make it funny and entertaining at the same time. But he telling some real shit.
He sounding like a movie, dog.
Yeah, it might sound like a movie, but that shit, our life was like a movie.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like a movie.
Ain't lying. We look, it was an era. I call it the Molly era. When everybody was doing Mollies and everything, I ain't gonna lie, I tried the shit one time.
I ain't know, yeah. Is it like ecstasy? Or is it something similar to that?
It's supposed to be the purest form of ecstasy.
Is that, oh, okay.
When my nigga, I knew it was something, my homie Fitchburg, that nigga came, nigga, you was just something dope 2 days ago, now 2 days later, you got Molly. You got folks to test in your bags. I'm not believing that shit. When I say like, man, Joe, that shit had me high for like 2 days. I'm like, oh hell no, I can't do nothing like that.
Yeah.
That ain't my drug.
That's great.
Just give me weed, my guy.
Yeah. Man, well,
I had swiping my nigga Justo on the porch like Cluck scratching their neck. Man, I'ma go get us some more. Oh man, G, that ain't Molly. Y'all over here scratching y'all stomachs and necks, folks. They gotta be something else. Yeah. I'm not gonna get y'all nothing.
Man, so bro, like, just taking a step back, man, like, to the beginning though. I mean, you mentioned like the low end Ida B. Wells, but your family, like the family atmosphere, what was your household like?
My family always been, or always together. Like I say, my mama always been on our ass, like making sure motherfuckers ain't slacking or none of that. Like I got one of them OGs. Like I was scared to fail a grade in school, so I never failed. I ain't never been to summer school or shit like that, bro. When I felt like I was finna drop out of high school, I left the school I was at and went to alternative school to graduate on time. So failure was not an option for me, bro. My mama was strict on that, stood on business all the time. So that's one thing you can expect. Like me, I got a problem with quitting myself. I gotta keep going until I get the shit right. Like one of my weaknesses is asking people for help when I need it. I'd rather figure that shit out on my own.
I can feel you on that.
So I don't like asking for help. I struggle before I have to ask for some help. I figure it out myself. That's how I always been.
So strong mom in the household. What about where was your father?
My father, I ain't meet my father. I ain't meet my father until I was 17 on Father's Day at a Father's Day picnic. That's how I met my dad.
Damn.
I was turning 18 that year. So yeah, nigga wasn't getting no child support for all them years. Unless it was back pay. But my OG ain't never had to do nothing like that. But it wasn't no hard feelings towards my father when I met him. I ain't feel that way. We actually bonded and connected because he didn't know, just like I didn't know. So when I met him, it was like,
for real?
That's my right hand man.
No resentment, nothing.
Nothing.
No hatred.
I don't have that because I'm my own man at this time.
That's a blessing, bro.
When my dad met me, I was like the hustler of the year, man. I was like Jeezy say.
Oh, you was doing good.
One trapper of the year 3 times in a row. Yeah. I was on my grind mode around that time. When Pops met me, I bought us a bottle to celebrate together. You feel me? Like, man. Then my Pops got a twin brother, so it was like, man, I'm getting to meet the family that I ain't know I had. Find out I got 4 other sisters. I got a sister that's older than me, but the same age as me. She only older than me by a few months. But I'm the only brother. So on both sides, I'm the oldest.
So that's on your pop side. On your mom's side, how many siblings do you have?
I just got my sister and my brother G-Daisy, that you saying.
And who is your sister? This the one you talking about, like K.I. and Tuka and all them new?
Yeah, my sister Sierra.
Sierra, okay.
Yeah. So I only got my brother and my sister. Them the only two that I always
Grew up in the same household?
grew up in the same household since babies. I always been around.
What were you doing like early on, bro? Were you into sports or art or anything?
When I was in high school, I used to play varsity on the football team. I went to DuSable. I played football for a while. A nigga wouldn't think that because I'm skinny, but
Yeah, what position you play?
I was a safety.
Oh, you said you was a safety. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was a safety, and I was a tight end.
for real?
Yep.
And was you cold? Were you decent?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, that was before I started smoking. I had a lot more weight than I had then.
You ain't capping, man.
I ain't no cap. I love football. I felt like I had anger issues back then. So hitting a nigga and tackling a nigga on the field, that was
That stress reliever.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you.
Right.
You smack a motherfucker, you think you playing blitz. Oh, I'm out there, Joe.
Yeah, Blitz, yeah, he took it back. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. So why didn't you pursue that if you thought you was cold?
I ain't. It wasn't.
You had
me.
potential though.
I was, like I said, I came into high school selling weed. So
You said I came into high school, like ninth grade. You was selling weed.
Ninth grade, I was selling weed, bro.
Like making real profit, like a real.
I used to sell an ounce before school, and then a half ounce by lunchtime, and this was when Reggie was good. You feel me? So I was about the bread then. I was the youngest nigga in school with a bankroll, but I used to act like I was lame and I ain't know shit.
Real talk.
Yeah, that was my disguise.
You ain't had nothing to prove. You know, a lot of people, if you keep touching that type of money, like young, you gonna want to flaunt it. You know,
it's about me being around niggas that was older than me already. By me being a young nigga, I always was around the older crowd because I was always mature. So the older niggas I was around. They like, man, you ain't got to do all that. Ooh, they was already teaching me the ways. So me showing off, only person I was showing off to was my girlfriend. She knew I had to roll. That's why she was on my ass about certain shit I used to do or something. Yeah. She ain't like certain girls I used to sell weed to. But
so you had a bankroll in ninth grade. So when did you start seeing like some real paper? And were you like stacking and saving?
When I seen some real paper, man, this was part of my younger time too. This was like after high school.
Okay.
Like around the time of me going on prom and graduating high school, my homies and them, I know I started seeing real paper when they had to send an ATF after us.
Talk about that.
So
you got indicted?
I didn't get indicted because I didn't get caught.
I think you may be shaking that jump, right?
I didn't get indicted. Didn't really none of us get indicted. I guess the person they was looking for, they already was gone. We knew who they was looking for, but we didn't get caught. The day I was supposed to go down, like we used to take turns and like have weeks where we serve. Like this might be my whole week to serve, and then next week could be somebody else's whole week to serve. It just so happened that it was finna be my week to serve. And as I was walking down the street on my way to the little trap that we had, I seen SWAT cars hitting the block. So I'm standing at the corner. I seen them come up out of there with a couple of the guys. I'm like, oh shit. This ain't my day. I'm going my ass back home. Fool them come, they call me and tell me what happened. They like, man, them niggas had a paper with pictures on it and shit. They were looking for one motherfucker that was on the run from Memphis or whatever.
For real? In Chicago.
And he made it here. So we knew who it was.
Oh.
I ain't gonna speak on that, but
That's crazy.
I don't know if bro ever got caught. It's just he was around us at that time. So we didn't get caught for none of that he was doing. They came specifically on who they wanted, but they made us shut down our operation because after that, police was just hot. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like when Chicago started having them summers in them days when police used to just sit at the corner of your block, I felt we was the start of that. We was the reason they started doing that.
When you said you would have 1 week to yourself, like hustling on the block, like how much money could you make in that week?
Man, depending on what time of the week it was or what part of the money was. If it was around the 1st or 15th of the month you had that week, you was gonna have a lot of money that week. If it come towards like when the holidays, like the 4th of July and all that stuff and come up, you gonna have a lot of money because them the bustling weeks. But it depends on how hard your hustle is. Like I used to work my phone up to the point where, alright, I got $1,500 to go to the store with, and I got $1,500 for my pocket where I could just spend on anything. That's how hard my phone was busting. I knew it because Connect, like, man, let me buy your phone for you for $2,500. It took me a minute to catch on to what was going on. Cause I was kind of still like a little naive, cause having all this money and shit like that, man, nigga just feel like, man, I'm the boss, I'm doing whatever. Whoa. But I had to catch on, and it made me just sit back and count my profit one day. One day I counted my profit, and I seen like I had like $2,500 over in money. Versus what, alright, this is what I gotta get back to the plug. But at the time, it was a middleman and the plug. So I went around the middleman at that time, and I went straight to the plug and gave him the money. Once I seen I was done with what I had to get a plug, and I seen like I extra $2,500, I'm like, oh, this supposed to be this nigga money. The middleman was trying to get over on me and trying to bird feed me. So I took that shit. Oh man, nigga called me. He said, man, fool say he ain't get that bread. I'm like, shit, I don't know who you talking about, but I took him to that. He told me I'm straight. He like, man, this is an extra $2,500 missing. I'm like, well, that shit just missing. I don't know what happened to it. You gotta take that L, brother. Once I said that, they know my line. When I say you gotta take that L, that mean I took this shit. You gotta take that L, brother. He knew it, hung up. It wasn't nothing else they can do about that shit. Cause you weren't finna get over on me, and I knew you was wrong, and you knew you was wrong. Only me and you know what was going on, so that's why he ain't say nothing to nobody else. But best believe, next day, man, I got something for you, bro. Nah, I could work for myself now.
For real?
I know how much money I make.
Was you hustling just weed, or was it was different like drugs?
Straight just weed, bro. I ain't never venture off into trying to sell no other drug. I done tried to sell every drug once. I had a nice run, tried to sell pills, wasn't me. Tried to sell dope, wasn't me. Tried to sell weed, I was the man.
For real?
So that's what I love doing. I sell some weed.
Yeah.
But especially nowadays, look, you ain't getting locked up for no weed now. So,
is it recreational in Chicago?
oh yeah.
So it's medicinal and recreational.
Yeah.
So it's legal here.
Yeah, it's legal.
Can you stand outside? Your
I
spot
can
is just
stand outside and smoke,
and the police can drive by.
drive past. They ain't gonna do nothing.
For real, for real.
Oh yeah.
What's like some of the dispensaries to check out here? Like for the people who may come and visit Chicago.
Let's see. Up north by a little spot that I work at, it's a place called a Sin Weed Dispensary. They give out, like on Fridays, they have a day where they give a free pre-roll sample when you come in and make a purchase. So check them out. Then
You said Ascend?
Ascend.
Okay.
And then right here, close to us our way on 85th and Commercial, we got the other dispensary called Mission South Dispensary.
Okay.
That's the place. I know I got some points with them. I ain't use my points. I probably got a 3.5 or some shit I can get from them right now. But that's one of those spots to also try out. Now I was at an interview with when Trisha's New did his interview with DJU. That weed they had there, that shit was smoking. I don't know who that was. He said, was it Boston or somebody?
Best Buds, I think it's
Best
Buds.
Yeah. Man, DJU, wherever that shit came from, I want some more of it, bro. But that shit, and then, of course, the hustle don't stop with me.
Oh, he just pulls out. You gotta put it in the
some
camera.
of the best shit,
Yeah,
too.
put it up to the camera, bro.
Some of the best.
What's that right there in front of us?
This ain't the Wok, cause I got some shit called Waukesha. Like, yeah, Moneybag Yo song, Waukesha. Got some shit like that, some shit called Buttercream. And I think this is a different flavor of the Runts, but
Let me see that, man.
we gonna put that up in the air for the people.
You got those little bell, okay. And what's that? Is that a
This that Boss Krizzy brand, so you come shop with me for this.
sativa, indica, hybrid? What's that?
Hybrid,
Okay.
hybrid for sure.
Okay, for sure. What's some of your favorite strains, bro?
My favorite strain that I feel don't exist no more is Irene.
Irene?
I haven't smoked Irene.
Man, that's like the early 2000s, ain't it?
Bro, that was the best. Bro, Loud, Kush, all that came out, bro. That was the best strand and still was like one of the best to this day. So I never seen nobody with nothing like that. That and like right now, I ain't gonna lie, the Waukesha shit I've been smoking, that shit, like man, you putting me on my ass. I just need a blunt of that, and I'm cool. I ain't even trying to roll no backwood. Roll me up a Dutch. I'm cool.
Okay, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But now, so that's that on that, man. So the hustling. So around what time did you start, getting into the music with Duck and everybody?
Alright, when I got into music with Duck, like, bro, I already knew I was rapping. I used to rap with I still do. I rap with my homie Chevy Boss. We started our own little group, Young Boss Society. At the same time, Duck done being my bros, I'm always rapping with them too. They had their FBG thing going on at the time. There wasn't that many of us. Like, at first, FBG was like, you remember the show Kids Next Door? Everybody had a number. So that's how FBG was. You got 1, 2, 3. You even had FBG number 007. You had FBG number 13. I was FBG number 35. Brick was FBG number 30. I was 30. Yeah. So you feel me? I went by 35 because I ain't gonna lie. Kevin Durant, that's one of my favorite NBA players.
That's where the 35 come from?
Yeah. So I call myself Krizzy Durant for a minute under the 35 act. And I was calling Brick Curry, like Steph Curry.
That's hard.
So we was Krizzy Durant and Brick Curry. Oh man, look, number 30 and 35. That's my motherfucking bro. That's how like I feel our numbers came about, but Broski was always number 30 with 30. You feel me?
No, for sure. So you, around that time, I mean, so you said that was early in the game in the FBG days, man. You said Young Boss Society. So when did it really start to take off, though? Because you was right there for everything, man.
I was right there for everything. Everything started to take off. Like, everybody started realizing Duck was that nigga when he made Right Now. Yeah, I got my gun on me. I ain't trying to box right now. That was one of his, like, first main viral songs. Bro started being the man after that. Then you got that time where Lil J and Billionaire got to taking off. Also Arrogant and the 10K and all that. Nah, the whole FBG starting to bust. You feel me? So it was like, man, when that shit started happening, like that's when my first time, like, I'm starting to see shows and bro them charging for shows. Even at that time, that's when I was even getting a little feature money doing verses and shit like that. So I learned how it was to eat and get feature money and shit with bro now. Like, man, Joe, this shit for real. Like, that's why I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got used to it. I always, like, niggas used to pay us to come outside and come turn their city up. We went to Minnesota on a road trip. Me, Billionaire, and Duck. Billionaire could tell you this shit. I got into us a motherfucking car chase with the state troopers and shit. Cause I was doing like 90 down the E-way on the way to Minnesota. Oh gee, I didn't pay attention. They was in the cut. Billionaire got a Ziploc full of woods rolled up, bro. See, they get up on us. I come up with the lamest excuse. I say, man, I was tired. I was trying to get to the closest gas station so we could switch over drivers.
And it worked?
Did it work?
Yeah.
They still searched our ass. They still searched our ass. The only thing is they couldn't find the weed. And in my head, I was like, what the fuck y'all do with all the blunts? Because I don't know what happened to the weed either. So when we got back in the car, I let Billy get in the driver's seat. Oh, man, where the fuck the weed at?
Yeah.
That nigga pulled them bitches out for this. Nice. He, man, look, he got that bitch in the Ziploc bag tight.
I say, man,
what the fuck they did? What the fuck you was doing? Oh man, y'all niggas fell asleep, bro. I was getting tired myself. I was like, it was true what I told the police. I was trying to rush to the G station so we could switch drivers. We only an hour away, but damn, bro, I done drove for the past 6 hours on an 8-hour drive to Minnesota, bro. So y'all, somebody got to do the rest of the driving. But this thing, I'm the only nigga that got legit driver's license, so that's why I was the driver. So, but damn, let me get some rest. So that's all. The fatigue was setting in, and I wasn't really focused because I was zooming and trying to get the fuck out the way.
Nah, I feel you. At least y'all got paid for that though.
Yeah, they paid us $3,000 just to come turn their city up and kick it for 2 days.
That's dope, man.
That was a weekend. We kicked it for 2 days and turned up for $3,000. That's why I'm like, man, y'all know it's possible to still get paid for walkthroughs. Yeah, I try to tell a lot of niggas that, look, you ain't gotta come outside there. Well, if they ain't finna pay you to come where you want to, they want to see you, they gonna pay you.
Real talk. Bro, I mean, getting back on track with that, dog, like you said, that's when you knew, like, Duck was the man, like, the right now, and you saw my billionaire, and Lil J, man, can you talk about, bro, like how you developed a real close bond with people like Duck, dog, like and Brick? I would love to like know like the difference in I know Brick is older than Duck, but
yeah, me and Brick, that's who was my friend at the beat, like since when we was in the projects. Like Duck used to always have his own little circle and his own little crowd, but me and Brick, that was my boy. Like from playing baseball, being on little league team together and all that stuff. So. Yeah, for me to just link back up with him when we moved over to in the 63rd area, it was like, oh damn, I got my brothers in the back around me, because it was me, Brick, my god brother Doodoo, and a couple of other god brothers that was strictly us from the low end, and we just happened to be in the same area. So with all us together, that was our circle right there. We ain't really need to be around too many niggas.
Yeah.
We already got the motherfuckers who want to be around that. If we want to see any of the other guys that didn't stay around, we'll go visit they ass. Like this time, we used to hop on buses and shit. You would run into the ops on bus, niggas getting beat up on buses. Like, niggas just be scared to ride past a certain stop on the bus because they know the ops might be waiting on that bus stop, waiting to stop the bus and beat your ass. So, yeah, it was times like that. Like, it was even one of the ops that was from like Young Money. Folks, if you watch this interview, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Folks was on the bus, I was on the bus, Brickman was on the bus. I stopped folks enough from whooping your ass, and folks got across 63rd safely on the bus without Brickman having to touch a nigga up. Like, I have to let them know, like, no, bro, he like a little cuz to me, G. No, they make sure I'm straight when I'm down there on their end. So, I got bro that G-Pass that he needed to save him from that ass whoop.
But I thought, man, like once again, I'm on the outside looking in. I thought y'all was cool with the Young Money.
See, it's two different Young Monies.
I'm gonna get it mixed up.
It's a 064 Young Money that call themselves TYMB Young Money. Then they got the 051 Young Money, what Melly from. We was into it with the 064 Young Money. That's Young Money, Dro City, shit like that. That's what a lot of people was from, like King Louis, Dro City. Yeah. Like I remember him when he was younger, and he started rapping. Like
he been rapping for a minute.
Like he really like the father of the drill culture. When I look at it and do my think about it from a history standpoint, that nigga was like the father of this shit. Because when no niggas spitting like he was spitting. But the niggas he was into it with was the moles that stayed in our hood. Like we had moles in our neighborhood too, Chief Town moles and shit like that. And those the niggas he used to be into it with. And I used to see them chase him. Him and his people chasing them. Like,
you saw King Louis get chased?
Oh yeah, I done seen a lot of stuff in my life. I done seen all this, bro. Like, this was like when niggas was young, bro. Like, just coming up in all this stuff, bro.
Hold on, man. What's the story of King Louis getting chased, man?
I can't really give you too much specific on it, but I know my homie them from Town, RP, my brother CB Butta. It's another Butta, not no FBI Butta, but my nigga CB, him, his brothers and them, and some of the moles and them, they used to be into it with Dro City and another little gang that was called Rock Creek. They used to be into it with them a lot, and that's what Louis was mostly seen hanging around. So, yeah, they had an incident where they done ran into him, they done chased him.
And you saw them chase King Louis.
Yeah.
But you say you saw him chasing them too, though.
So
vice versa.
Them,
yeah.
It been back and forth. Like,
yeah, I got you. That's crazy. I don't think I ever heard no story about King Louis, man. But bro, he really, I can remember like back 2011, 2010, bro, he was cold, right, with the lyrics. Man. It seemed like he went away for a little period.
He went away, but hey,
he was dope, bro.
I feel like he did. Yeah. He went away at the right time, cause like it ain't like he ain't no beef or nothing. If he decide to rap, he ain't gonna have no nigga that's hating on him and shit like that. No. He transformed himself from being specifically considered as a drill gangbang artist to just you a drill artist, but you also a real music artist. So people ain't gonna look at you and expect you, folks be with the shits. He out here, woo. He could make some real shit that's gonna make him some bread, make him some millions, probably be on ESPN or NBA, you feel me, like that. And that's how I try to think when it comes to music. Like, I still got a lot of music. I just got some new shit I just did, but I try to think of marketable music, like what's gonna catch your ear, some shit you like, or something like that. Or I want my shit to be played on ESPN and shit, or in these NBA arenas, or opening for a movie. So I try to think above and beyond when it comes to everything now.
No, I feel you, bro. Man, I had a question too, dog. Like, with this Young Money stuff, Young Money in particular, but it was a video that came out not too long ago. It's this dude who used to like record Duck and all of y'all a lot. What's the dude?
One Trey.
The status.
Status update.
Yeah, that dude.
That's Mario Films. He ain't never recorded me, man.
You know what I'm saying? He used to record Duck and all them.
Yeah, he came around like when Duck got famous. Like when Duck get his deal and that. Y'all talking about Mario and Cal controversial. You know, like they ain't never interviewed me. I could consider like the people that you meet when you get a certain level of fame, and they only around for that type of shit. They was like, they might have came to the block, but they wouldn't hang on the block. They only came to the block so they could film bro and get whatever little information. A fan thing. That's how I look at it. Like, I never seen them like in the streets with us, at parties with us type shit. They was only around like when Duck and them did shows. That was basically they cameraman to get their vlogs for their shows and shit like that. That's how I look at them, because that's what they was around at the time doing. When bro and them had shows, status update, and them they was there. They was recording this and vlogging it. So I feel like they was capturing the great moments of my bro life for sure. When he was on his rise to becoming the man that he is. Yeah. So I don't got nothing against them or none of that, but I just know they came at a later part in life when bro already had the success and the clout. These like a lot of the after people that wasn't in it from the beginning. So
man, it was the reason I brought them up, bro, because I know you being like tied in with like Duck and I
just tried to reach out to them people a couple of times, and people be trying to act like they strangers and they don't know nobody, but then I have to think about it. I'm like, oh yeah, y'all fans, so y'all wouldn't really know. So until like have certain people do their research on me and be like, no, this folks brother for real. Like I need to talk to him. Like it's only a few people did that. Like I got an interview. You might look it up with my homie Chris Barnes. He stayed out of town right now in California. I got an interview with him. He know, but I definitely like if I got a chance to interact with Mario and them, I actually tried to. But like certain people, like even if you ain't famous, don't try to act like you is. Like it been times where nigga money speak, and I done came with bread. Like man, I need a video shot. I got 350 for you. I got 300 right now, something like that. I got 400 right now. Niggas will not respond because they'll feel like they finna be set up or something. Because at that time when they was around Duck now, yeah, it felt like a lot of niggas was after bro. A lot of niggas was hate, so there's a lot of heat. So you don't know who is who or who to trust. But if you would have did your research, or we hollered at him like I told you, I'm like, man, y'all can talk to Duck, and Duck will tell you that's my brother. So certain niggas know. Like I got a strong connection with my boy Money Strong. Shout out to him. Certain people know, and I respect all the people that like do their research and actually know, like, and come back and connect with me. Like, yeah, y'all remember? If you look at half of the videos that bro did, the Bye Bye video with him and Billionaire Black when they in the attic, you notice I'm in that video. And that video shot in my attic at my old house. Duck got a video, hell yeah, the Duck Draco freestyle video that was shot in this house. So a lot of his videos was shot down there at every single crib or in front on the block or something like that.
Duck shooting the video. You said one in your attic, one at your old spot. So what's the significance behind? It's like one house that you used to stay at, a house you used to stay at on St. Lawrence. A lot of people used to chill at, and a couple of little shootouts happened there and all that.
It was my crib on Rhodes. I ain't gonna lie. It was one time Lil B shot in the crib and shit. But this was some shit that I ain't had nothing to do with. My other two homies, Justo and one of my cousins, they must have did some shit where they had the pipes from the guys on the other block and shit. Lil B, he came around to the crib, came in the house. I specifically remember this because it was early in the day. He seen me. He instantly, when he seen Torrance and Justo, he seen bro now. Folks, get that, man. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Out that motherfucker and let out 2 shots. Well, bro ended up taking my whole jab of weed that I had and shit. So I'm like, man, it ain't got nothing to do with you, just took my shit. But I ended up giving it back to me later on in the day. Cause he was like, oh, that's your shit. I thought that was one of theirs. But
dang, y'all ain't had no static behind that? Him shooting in your house?
No, we ain't no static behind that. Like, bro came and apologized to my mama and everything. So, like, man, mama, but them niggas know what they did. You feel me? Like, certain little beefs and shit that niggas had in the hood, niggas could squash it easily. But, like, niggas used to do little petty shit. Like, one of the guys broke into my crib, stole my motherfucking 360, my Xbox 360. I ain't gonna say your name, Joe.
You think they gonna watch the interview?
That's in the past. I ain't gonna say your name, but nigga stole my 360. Yeah.
But I was gonna ask, so that house, it was some video shot at that house too, though.
Hell yeah.
What's the video?
Who the fuck is dude? Who the fuck is dude? Let's see, what else? We got so many videos, like all my crib, every crib I lived in, you can say some of y'all favorite songs been shot at that crib. So Some of the world's favorite songs been shot at the crib. You could tell by the videos that got 1 million views, and you might see me in them. So
okay. Oh, for sure. But those spots was your actual houses, like your family's homes. Okay.
Yeah.
And bro, I heard. Let me know. I don't know if you want to talk about this, but your house was the spot where the situation happened with Butta and Ki. The shooting when she got shot.
No, we was on 62nd and Eberhard that day.
That's a different house.
That's a different house. That was my homie Reese G crib we was in front of. Everybody was in front of Reese G crib. When Ki got shot, she was up the block on 64th and Eberhard. Her and Butta them. Ki was shooting dice when she got shot. Only her, Cray and Butta can tell y'all the real story. Butta being FBI Butta right now, he's saying whatever that's getting him clout, so he ain't really telling the real story about what happened. But he got shot in his motherfucking knee and in his ass cheek and was running down the block, letting us know when them niggas was blowing up. Everybody down there, some 62nd and Eberhard, all the guys down there, like it's like I say, the hood be separated sometimes. On Eberhard, you got certain niggas that's EBT, they hanging towards the 63rd, 64th end. Then you got the niggas that's from Gyro, that's on the 63rd, 62nd, and 61st end. So that day, everybody was just kicking it, but we just so happened to all be on 62nd and Eberhard kicking it. And they was up the block shooting dice, doing what they do. Swipe end up like he was in the car with one of the clucks or whatever. He dropped off in the hood with us. As he was coming down, when he got to Eberhard with us on 62nd part, he said he saw 2 niggas in the gangway. Be careful. The moment after he saw that, after he said that, all we heard was shots. Boom, everybody running down there toward the foe, and we see Butta limping and running towards us. And the nigga like Swipe, get that man, get in the car. I guess that's when they rolled Butta out to the hospital. But man, G, that's a day that was like a horror to me, G. Like to see smoke coming out of a motherfucker body from the bullet holes, that shit fucked me up, bro. Like it's kind of like I seen a lot of the guys die, or a lot of the spots that the guys died in, I was around. So me seeing that shit when it happened to Ki, didn't know how to act. All we could do was just like break down.
Man, I saw him say in an interview that the dude was really stretching the truth about the smoke and stuff like that. But you saw that too.
Yes.
So that's real. That's crazy.
Yes.
And she was what, 17, 16?
At that time, she was 16.
Damn. And you said that like that's what Swipe had told me, like the reputation that she had, like, but they put out the documentary about the 17 bodies and all of that, like that wasn't factual.
That wasn't actual factual, man. That shit was exaggerated.
What did you think when you heard the news that came out about they charged King Von with that after he passed away?
I mean, that's justice, but it's late as hell. That's all I can say about that. It's justice, but it's just late as hell, too late now.
But you think they been knew to do that information?
They been knew that information. That's how I feel. For y'all to come out with whole documentaries and all that shit, y'all got this nigga in the documentary, fake lying to y'all talking about some, yeah, they used to have a crush on each other and shit. But if you from the hood and you know how we play in hood rules and shit, yeah, we used to have days where the ops used to call us on the phone and shit, talk shit to us and shit. Like, it'll sound like we playing back and forth and joking, but we dead ass serious. You feel me? And that was like how the messages was. They like, oh, little bitch, I love you and shit, but in cold, little bitch, I want to do this to you. For real.
Man. Did you have any encounters personally with King Von?
Before he became a op, when he used to come in the hood with his Killer Warrior homies, like I originally remember him being with the niggas from Killer Ward, and they used to come over in the hood and kick it with us sometimes. So that's how I remembered him. He wasn't no bad person at the time when I knew him. He started hanging in Parkway. That's when I started hearing his name a lot more often. So, but other than that, I never bumped heads with him like outside in the street afterwards. Like when he chose the side that he wanted to be on, it wasn't like bumping heads and none of that. It was like he was always in competition with Duck. The same shit with fake Rico Reckless. Rico Reckless wanna be Duck. I'm gonna put that out there for the world. Rico Reckless wanna be Duck.
What makes you say that, bro?
The first song that he got with Duck, he begged bro to get on. It's called Thotty Pippin. Look it up. I remember because I was sitting right here in the crib when he called the nigga on the phone and asked him. So when Rico got to saying he was smoking on Duck and all that stuff, yeah, I felt some type of way because you the same nigga that was dick riding my brother and wanted him to be your best friend and wanted him to be on every song with you and shit. You got some type of clout. I don't even know what Rico Reckless from. I heard his ass from in the burbs or some shit like that, bro. He migrated to over there. He used to be playing Brick Squad with us and shit. Brick Squad with JoJo World and them and shit. Mm-hmm. He migrated around, man. I don't know where he from. He like, what's that song Jeezy said? You a rapping prostitute. You jump click to click. It's a lot of niggas out here that's rap prostitutes. Oh God, they jump click to click, bro. They don't have their own identity. So he was one of them niggas to them, bro. That I definitely don't. I don't respect him. He's a fucking good noofy. That's how I look at Rico Records. Cause these was the same niggas I used to see calling Duck every day, asking him to do tracks with him and shit, like, and acting like they his bros and shit. Now that he passed, y'all got all this tough shit to say about my bro. Knowing he was here, yeah, he the Chicago bully on this music shit. Cause y'all know not to play with my. That's another thing. I never diss nobody because I felt my brothers and them was like the kings of the diss tracks. I mean, it speak for itself. Listen to Billionaire diss songs. Listen to Doug diss songs. After they drop a diss, they end niggas' rap careers low key. In my eyes. Now you gotta go see what the other rapper got to say, cause you know they finna have something to say, cause folks of them just fucked them up with some facts. So that's why I never felt like I don't need to diss, cause I know the same shit that they know. If I make a diss on it, it'll be cold as hell and high heat on my ass too. So I'm like, no, I'm cool. I'm gonna try to go a different route. Okay. That's why I don't do diss songs. So look, my brothers and them the kings of that shit. I leave it up to them. I'm gonna do the alternate route. I'm gonna try to be the one that make us rock out stadiums and we get booked for out of the country shit.
Yeah. So, bro, this the last thing I want to. I see my battery flashing, so it's about to go dead anyway. I definitely want to get like a drop from you. But the reason I was bringing up the status update thing, did you see the video when they was doing a balloon release and it was Can't Get Right, FBG Duck, 051 Melly, and some other. Have you saw the video and the dude and he dropped they said dropped the Y in front of him? You haven't saw that video?
I haven't seen
okay,
that, bro.
that's why I was asking you about that.
I haven't
because I know you said y'all was cool back then. So yeah. But yeah, you ain't saw that footage though.
I haven't, but like I said, like that was around the time where all these different cliques, we was together and cool and type shit.
Was it really cool though?
It was fake cool. Yeah. Like that's why I was like when the back door was open. That's part of the back door era. That's how I feel. Then was around. It was like Jaro was bringing 051 around when they knew that certain niggas from 051 wasn't cool with certain niggas in the hood and shit. Like 051 hate Billionaire. by a billionaire being one of them niggas from Welsh World and all that shit. So them bringing them over there while Billy in the hood, it always caused drama. Billy little brother Jerk, one of the TWs, R.I.P. my little nigga Jerk, R.I.P. little bro. Man, of course, he ride with his big brother. It's fucked up. So of course he was the same way when it came down to them niggas being in the hood. Now Jerk was still in the hood at the time when Billy started moving around, going out OT. So man, like Jaro niggas knew what was going on, G. And I'm not sugarcoating nothing because I ain't never been one to do that. They got a lot to do with a lot of things that happen to niggas in the hood on some sneaky hating shit. That's how I feel, and that's what I know. So
sure. Man, bro, yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that. I mean, bro, you don't kept it real and raw, man. Like I said, I don't want to take too much more of your time, but is there anything you want to let the viewers know, man? Hopefully we can chop it up again, dog,
oh, yeah.
sometime, you know.
Y'all stay tuned for a part 2. And yeah, I want y'all to know Hot Age Trap Nights, the EP out now. Y'all can get that everywhere. Boss Krizzy, Hot Age Trap Nights. And y'all can also check me out on YouTube, Boss Krizzy. And follow me on the gram, Real Boss Krizzy. Boom.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Other than that, shout out to my bro. Shout out Trench Snooze. You feel me? Long live Duck, long live Brick. Y'all see I got the Grace with me all the time.
Get the footage of they got him on the wall, man. And you say who the other dude right next to him?
Long live Brick, long live Duck, long live KG.
KG.
Y'all know. KG with me, see you up the stab.
For sure.